the three-point conversion, everyone, for TSN 1150 and TSN1150.ca. I'm Marshall Ferguson, and I'm almost certainly going to get pooped on by a seagull here at BMO Field. First up for you in three-point conversion today, Jeff Matthews played. He played well, and then he had a couple of big mistakes, and that's been the story with him since he came into the Canadian Football League. He had a couple of moments in this game where you knew that he was going to make a little bit of a twist here or there. He was trying to get the ball out of his hands quickly, but he just holds onto it too long right now, and I think it's difficult for him to be able to progress right now through the step chart unless he starts to take that next step. I've said it through it all. Training camp, it kind of showed up during the game. There's just, you see what you love. You see the strong arm, you see the poise, you see the pocket presence, but then you see him throw a ball a couple of yards behind his intended receiver for an interception in the second quarter, or you see him battle back in time after time after time. And that's what I think is so frustrating right now for people that enjoy watching Jeff Matthews play, is you just want to see him go from here to here. And right now it's kind of leveled off. That's got to change if he's going to progress. Delano Johnson came as advertised. That is the biggest thing I took away from this defense today. He was an absolute one-man tornado getting after the quarterback. It didn't matter if they had Ricky Ray, Cody Fajardo, or anybody else in that lineup today. He was the guy that could get to the quarterback at will. He was chasing around Cody Fajardo for quite some time in the second quarter, and I just thought that he looks like a starter. Now, it's tough to find a spot for him in terms of numbers, but expect him to be almost like an Adrian Tracy type player was last year, where you see him a couple of times in the regular season and you just fall in love with him, because man, was he ever fun to watch today. Today at BMO Field marked the beginning of Mercer Timmis's Canadian Football League career, and it was a good start for him. He was on specials, he made a great tackle in the first half. He also was all over the field on offense. They used him pretty much everywhere. When you invest that much in a guy as a high draft pick, you got to be able to figure out what he is and what he isn't. And to me, that's what the preseason is. He looks pretty smooth. He had one drop that I thought he was fighting the football a bit instead of actually catching it. But he's the leading career touchdown getter in the history of the University of Calgary when it comes to running backs. The guy can run the rock, and they tried to find a little bit of ways to be able to use him today. Thought it was an interesting set they used him in. They were swinging him out from the backfield. They were using him in downhill inside runs. They were using him in two running back sets. There's a lot of variety. I think you can expect more of that moving into the next preseason game, which of course is coming up on Friday evening, June 17th. I've got the call for you on TSN 1150, and on Ticats.ca, there will be a video stream, so you can actually watch the game this time around. Looking forward to that coming down this weekend. For TSN 1150 and TSN 1150.ca, I'm Marshall Ferguson, and I didn't get pooped on by a seagull. Small victories.